lot of concerts. The concerts are more based now in regards to the late Bob Marley, and all that type of stuff. So you get the reggae concerts popping up, for an example. But it does have a little bit of the injection of the history of the treaty as such. And up north, there was a predominant spot where it was always boisterous and protesters, and they would come out and do their thing up there at Te Marae and all this type of stuff. But that's kind of turned around full circle, especially I would guess last 5 to 10 years. A lot of people just look at it now as another day off. It's a Wednesday this year as well, so it's midweek. Guessing some are either taken off Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, Friday. Make it an extra long week, because this weekend for us it's another long weekend with Auckland anniversary weekend. You don't really see much of that type of stuff like you touched on in the 70s, 80s, eh?
No.
It's definitely changed, mate. I know here, for example, we got a whanau day out. You learn a bit about Māori culture. We bring that into it through kapaka, Māori kai, everything like that. But there's also a bit of a music side of things. And, just something on a low key. But, you're right, mate. It's definitely changed from back in the day, as we were youngsters. And now the kids are out there trying to enjoy themselves, having a sing-song and catching up with their mates, A lot of it now, just another day off, eh?
Yeah. What do you reckon about the Waitangi Day celebrations that they have these days, JT?
Mate, I haven't been to a Waitangi Day at home for over 20 years, so I don't really know too much. I do know that there are protests, and there has been that sort of thing for a while. Look, it is what it is. We're sort of trying to forge forward, I guess, as a nation, and there's always going to be disagreements between different people. You're not going to please everyone at the same time. I don't know. Actually, I don't really know. You've thrown me a curveball in show one, Keithy. I've got no shot, and it's clean bowled me.
Oh, sorry about that one, mate. But it just is an interesting. Well, in a way, I guess you're kind of sharing it over there in Australia. I guess with Australian Day, though, JT.
Yeah, I guess it's only a week apart. So we do have here on the Gold Coast, where there's lots of Māori, lots of Kiwis. In fact, we do have a Waitangi Day celebration, which is usually the first Saturday after Waitangi Day. If it doesn't fall on a Saturday, obviously we don't get the holiday over here, but it's quite a big day too. You get in excess of 10,000 people that come through the gates.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
The rugby league club I used to be part of, Southport Tigers, used to organise it for a few years, and then a few of the boys sort of took it on themselves and still do a very good job. It's quite highly, obviously, patronised, but also get some good support from the council. The council put, I think, about $25,000 worth of grants to help fund the day and make sure everyone has a good time. And
cool.
The police actually, I've spoken to a few police over the years, and they've actually volunteered to work that day.
Oh wow, okay.
It's an overtime shift, so they're getting double time, and they said there's never any trouble. Everyone comes in here, it's a good time, and a lot of the shopkeepers give them food and look after them, and they go home happy, and everyone leaves sweet as.
That is cool. That is cool over there.
It's quite ironic how we were talking at the start of the show about that family from overseas who's come over here, and caused a bit of an uproar in Auckland, Hamilton, and such. And now we're touching on Waitangi Day. I seen this little post on Facebook during the week. And this guy wrote, "I can't help myself, finally. Footage of English tourists causing trouble for locals and scamming local businesses. A picture of something that reflected way back in the odd years ago. And they're still doing it 100 odd years later." It was quite okay to see that photo.
That's
so
brilliant.
What's changed?
That's a brilliant one.
I cracked up when I saw that post of a picture of them, with the signing up north there. And it's still happening.
Oh, Facebook, man. Can get some interesting things off Facebook. Anyway, 2000, and I've been saying this for quite some time, as you both know, and you were even there when I said it the very first time there, Reno, 2019, Warriors, 2019, still sticking with that, and even Ra Walker was jumping on board with that for a little while, but and I knew, as could be expected, he was going to jump off in a while, but it all came about, I think it was in 2017, when people, when the Warriors were in such a bad state, they were in such a bad state that people started burning their Warriors jerseys and that. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm jumping back on. This is when they need support the most, is when they're, people are abandoning them. So that's what I've been saying ever since then, 2019, Warriors 2019. What do you reckon there, Rino?
Yeah, mate, you know where I sit with the Warriors. JT knows the same and Ra knows the same. I've been a diehard since 95, big year this year, 25 year. And, you just go with it, keep the faith. And I've been keeping the faith on a real short string hanging in there. But, I'll stick with you, mate, and go for the year. Got it, because they get through there. They got to the finals last year. They can get through to the grand final. It's a big thing here because the season hasn't started. Every team has that opportunity this season at the moment. But they get to that grand final, mate, I'll be thinking of you, and we'll be over there. I've always said that. We're going if they get to the final.
Absolutely.
I told you that. And,
absolutely.
You've been pushing the whole barrier since 2017. So, mate, they're there at the GF, which is a huge ask this year as well. But hey, anything's possible. There's some big teams in there, and JT's team is always going to be hard to beat. I see they signed a Cam Smith for a couple of years, the Storm. The Roosters will always be a tough outfit to get there. Hasn't even started, but mate, I'm on your bandwagon. I've always been there, and you'll go through those. I've always said it. You go through your teams, you stick loyal to your teams, highs, lows, ups and downs, and when you get there, you can celebrate. Because you're being with it, not like these Johnny-come-latelys who want to jump on board and go, like the Ra Walkers. Well, the Warriors will be the best bloody thing since they got to the final. He'd be saying he's a Warriors fan from days gone by. But, you can't keep up with that guy, which Super Rugby team he's bloody supporting. No. What's going on?
I know.
You just stick loyal to your team. JT knows that, loyalty. Storm man, being there, highs, lows, went through the whole debacle of lost points and what. Look, they're a champion team, and he knows that, and he's stuck by his team. So you just got to do it, mate. Stick to your team, mate. Loyal.
More highs than lows, I think, though. Personally, JT, for the Storm, more highs than lows over the years. That's what I think, anyway.
Oh, definitely, Keith. Right from the very first home game, we borrowed a bus, so one of the boys drove us in, and we got to a place called Punt Road, which is about a kilometre away from Olympic Park, which is the old home ground, and the traffic wasn't moving. It was absolutely chock-a-block. I think there might have been an AFL game on as well. So we said to the mate driving the bus, open the door, bro. We all jumped off and said, we'll see you in there. So we walked the last kilometre, and he got in there probably just before half-time, and he was filthy in it. But, so it's been a roller coaster ride as such. And, fair enough. Fair comment, Keith. More highs than lows. Had some absolute highs with this team, and it's been good to do it as a family. My kids are both Storm supporters. The wife's Storm supporter. My mum, a lot of my family is based in Melbourne. They're all Storm supporters, so it's been a family affair for us. And just been lucky, mate. They've sort of found the recipe to success, and good to that because of the salary caps and stuff. But we've bounced back from that. We won a premiership in 2012 and another one in 2017. So it's in terms of the Warriors this year, mate, honestly, it's going to be a big ask, totally big ask. They've lost Sean Johnson, who's got inexperienced halves coming in to try and find a replacement for him. I think they've lost one of their best forwards too in James Gavay. I was quite surprised when they didn't sign him. But for mine, I think the Roosters might just have that edge again this year. They're looking to go back to back the first time since the Broncos in 92, 93, but I've said it before on this show, Keithy, if the Warriors get to the grand final, I'll buy the tickets to the game, boys. Nice. Looking forward to the final. Should be a good one. Now, I also see that GI, Greg Inglis, he's announced that he's going to retire next year, 2020, but he's retiring from, is it all internationals there, Reno, this year?
Yeah. Rep footy, mate, this year. So, he'll get through, play another season next year with the Rabbits. Retire from, of course, I guess, in Origin and Kangaroo duties. He's been good over his years. Talented player when he came into it, and of the Indigenous culture, and he's going to be out there supporting that game coming up soon. And good to see, the teams are being released on the men's ladies side for their Indigenous game. But yeah, GI, one of the great centres of the modern game in this modern era. So yeah, as tall as he is, as powerful as he is, and had his ups and downs off the field, on the field. But remember the good times of the guy when he played great rugby league, great player.
Now, he came out of Melbourne too, didn't he, JT? Am I correct there?
Yeah, Melbourne gave him a start back in 2006, I think, from memory. Absolute freak of nature. Big, 6'5", 6'4", I think he is, with the wingspan of an A380 aircraft. Just that subtle movement of body, strong defender, quick runner, and just in full flight. There's not many better spots than Greg Inglis.
Yep.
Steaming down the field. I still remember one time they played the Cowboys and he gave Jonathan Pearson might have been a bird at the end of the before he scored, and he got harangued for that, but it was only a little bit of a joke between brothers, and JT said, no harm done, mate. He just smoked me and reminded me of he was going to score one try. Come to one barbecue.
Right. No, but yes, so of course we've got the Indigenous Māori Games coming up too, Reno. I mean, looking forward to that.
Yeah, played in Melbourne too. So it's going to be a huge occasion over there, mate, and it should be exciting times. Good to see the whole concept come together for Indigenous players, and yeah, I love the jersey. I said to the wifey, "Oh, I'm going to get me one of those," as I knew you would.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Aboriginal one, really nice, and how they've got Preston Campbell involved, Clinton Topi, I think is the other one. But yeah, no, exciting times, mate, and just good those kind of concepts that the NRL do. Get the Indigenous people, and they do an Indigenous round as well. Do so much with the game, and like JT said, yeah, I can't wait till the season starts and see what they can do. But it'll be a hell of a game. Good on them.
They've certainly, I think, are changing the games. The NRL certainly are changing league in a very positive way. One of the things that they've been, and we've been talking about this, haven't we, JT? We've been talking about this with the women's game last year, and I think this Indigenous game is just something, new, fresh, and exciting. What do you reckon?
Well, I think it's next level. They used to have the Indigenous All-Stars against the NRL All-Stars. Fair enough, the Indigenous side had a bit of personal pride and whatnot to play for, whereas the NRL All-Stars were just a bunch of, fair enough, great players thrown together, but without any real cause. Whereas the Māori All-Stars, that's a different kettle of fish. They're playing for us. They're playing for their people. Yeah. So it's going to be a battle of iwi versus mob, so to speak. That's what they call these tribes here. They call them mobs. Yeah. So, mate, it's a total different scenario and a total different weight on the shoulders. So, looking forward to it. I was hoping to get down there, but I just can't convince the boss to give me some leave. I've already burnt too much leave already. And then I'm going to take a month off in July, August. So I might be watching from the TV unless I call in sick and say I've got food poisoning or something. And then no, my lunch will see me on the TV. So I best be watching it on TV. So yeah, absolutely great idea, and good to have the women's teams involved as well.
Well, absolutely. It is great to see the women involved in that particular game. Awesome stuff. But what are the teams looking like there, Reno? Who are some of the names that are going to be branded about?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me that. I haven't just got it in front of me all of a sudden. I'll have a look around. But yeah, I do know a lot of the Kiwi Fern girls, some of the Māori girls are in there. From just looking from memory of it. There's a couple of kangaroo players as well, obviously, in the Indigenous team. Some of them are quite fair. Amber, the centre who plays centre, I think she plays. Yeah, Pili, she's in there as well. Catwoman at Dreamworld. Right. She's in there, fair as anything. But they've come back because they've got Indigenous background. Dane Gagai on the men's side of it. I think he's playing for the Māori team now. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I just can't find all those details off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, hey, I reckon it's a great concept, and I've always loved it. And I just think what they do to grow the game through youth over there, and JT would know more on this, just through the level of talent that they have over there and bringing it through. And as you say, the Indigenous side of it. Look at